What's up, action takers, the community of doers? I hope you're doing fine. Episode 25, week 25, 52 weeks, here we come. Now, there is two things that I think they are very, very important and they are interdependent on each other. And these are, there's the awareness of what you need to know about your life, and you actually know it. Also, there is the awareness of what you don't know also about concerning your life. And in some unfortunate circumstances, some people find themselves in a state in which that they are not aware of what they need to know with regards to their life. Now, that is what I want us to look at. And it is the awareness of what you need to know with respect to the kind of life that you want. For you to set yourself in the path to where you're going, what do you need to know? And do you know it in the first place? And what is the importance of being aware of those things that you need to know for you to be able to set yourself in the path towards where you're going? Now, before we go deep to really understand the importance of being aware of the things that we need to know, or the skills, or the knowledge, the information, having the know-how, let me request you to kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. And that is one of the things that you can show commitment towards this community that we are building and putting ourselves on a path of being above average human beings and just trying to be the best versions of ourselves in all areas of our lives. Thank you for subscribing. Now, being aware of what you know and also being aware of what you don't know, both those things are very, very important. But since the things that you know, you can't know something that you're not aware of. So I want to focus on being aware of the things that you don't know and you need to know, or you should know. Being aware or having the awareness of the things that you don't know, or the skills that you don't have that you should have with respect to the path that you're taking in your life. So, what are the importance of you being aware? Because creating awareness, you need to do a very, very, very intense self-audit for you to clearly understand and to have the clarity of the path that you're taking on. What's your passion? What are you setting yourself on? Then after understanding the kind of path that you're taking, then making or bringing to your attention or bringing to your awareness of, for me to set myself in on this path, what do I need to know? What kind of skill do I need to have? What kind of character do I need to possess? What kind of principles will best serve me in the pursuit of this that I'm putting myself on? What kind of people do I need to have around me? What kind of environment do I need to create? Or what kind of environment do I need to put myself in that is going to allow me, or that is going to increase the odds of me actually succeeding on what I'm setting myself on? So the awareness of all those things Now, we are looking at the contrary of the awareness of what you don't have concerning the things that I have mentioned. What should you have that you don't have so that you can set your path, or you can set yourself on a path to acquire them? You can't acquire something that you're not aware that you need. You only acquire what you are aware that you need. So, I'm talking about the first step of being aware that you need it, but you don't, so that you can set your path towards acquiring it. Now, what are the importances? What are the importances of having the awareness? One is identification or identifying knowledge gaps. Identifying knowledge gaps. Knowing what you don't know helps you to identify the knowledge gaps that can hinder your progress. So, understanding that there is a knowledge that you need to acquire that you don't have is so important, because it is going to guarantee you progress by pursuing the knowledge that you know you should and you don't have. So that's the most important thing. Being intentional in creating awareness on the things that you need, both the ones that you have and the ones that you don't have. Specifically today, we are focusing on the things that you don't have. So creating an awareness to those things that you don't have, that you should have, allows you to bridge the knowledge gap. Because the more you create the awareness of the things that you don't have that you should have in terms of the knowledge, and that can allow you to execute it in a better way, it is going to put you on a path to, as much as possible, push yourself to acquiring that knowledge. The second one is facilitating continuous learning. Self-explanatory. Immediately you recognize or you realize that you have a knowledge gap, take action by getting into the pursuit of that knowledge through continuous learning. So you can only keep on learning through creating awareness of the things that you don't know that you need to know. So through creating awareness of the things that you don't know and you need to know, you understand that there is a knowledge gap that exists. Therefore, you get into learning. And because this is happening continually, because as you're growing, you realize that you need to increase your knowledge, or you realize that you need to up your understanding in that field. You keep on going deeper and deeper. So at any given moment, there is always room for improvement. So guess what? Every level, you are going to realize that there is knowledge that you need. And because you are in a continuous and a constant point in your life that you are doing a self-audit of what you need to know, you are going to find yourself in a continuous learning process. Because at any given moment in your life, or at any given level of your life, there is new knowledge that you need to acquire that best serves you in the path that you're in. At some point, I said that insanity is trying to solve today's problems with yesterday's knowledge. So, for you to remain relevant, for you to remain competitive, you have to keep on learning, and you have to keep on developing your skills and your knowledge for that matter. The third is to improve decision making. Improve decision making. Now, you make decisions based on the knowledge that you have. So understanding that there is a part of knowledge in a certain area or in a certain aspect of life that you don't have allows you to seek external support when it comes, or external opinion or external input into that decision making process. So it is so important, because sometimes if you're not cautious about this, you might be making decisions with assumption, or you be making decisions with half information. So you can see the danger that arises there. It's so important for you to understand what you don't have that you should have, so that during decision making process, if you realize you need to make a decision and you don't have a certain type of knowledge or you don't have a certain type of information, you can be able to outsource that. The other thing is enhancing creativity and innovation. Of course, if you realize what you don't have and you need to acquire it, that is going to spike creativity and is going to inspire innovation. The other thing, which is self-explanatory, is preventing overconfidence. Yeah, understanding that you have limitation as a person allows you not to be overconfident, which can make you make wrong decisions or wrong moves, which can actually bring problems within what you're doing. Now, the last one is adapting to change. Adapting to change. Understanding that we live in a world that is evolving every day of every week, of every month, of every year. It is going to allow you not to be rigid, because you're willing to identify those things that have evolved in the world that you actually don't have knowledge about or you don't have skill about, and you set yourself on a path to acquire them. So in being in a constant process of evaluating what you don't know and you should know allows you to keep on adapting and evolving as the world is evolving. Real-time information of what is happening and adapting to that. Now, I want to look at, to just finish up on this, there is a concept that I came across and I thought it's very, very, very profound for us to understand this. And the best part of it is for you to be able to be cautious about your own competence. Let me give you how it is now. It's a 4-quadrant, and in this 4-quadrant, we have conscious competence, then we have unconscious competence, then we have conscious incompetence, and then unconscious incompetence. So I don't want to over explain, but conscious competence is that you know you're competent and you know in what areas you're competent on, and you're so clear about what you're competent on such that you can actually produce results, intentional results, and you can go even a step further to actually teach other people how they can use those competences that you already possess to get results same, if not better, of what you're getting. So being so clear about what you're competent about and being able to know how you're getting the results, that you can tell it step by step that this is what I'm good at and this is how I can use what I'm good at to get 1, 2, 3 outcome. And you can actually train other people to use the same competence to achieve the same results. The second one is unconscious competence. You're competent, but you're not so clear about the competence that you have. You know you can perform and you actually perform and get results, but explaining it to a person how that comes about becomes a challenge. And that's not a very good place to find yourself, because it becomes so hard when you change environment. Because it means if you're working in a certain environment, probably in a certain state or in a certain city, and you're taken out of that environment into another environment, you might not be able to get the same result that you're getting there. Why? Because you don't clearly understand your competence. So being able to tweak it into this becomes a little bit of a challenge. So it's not a good place to find yourself in a space where you don't understand the kind of competence that you have. The other one is conscious incompetence, what we are talking about today. Understanding and knowing what you don't know and deciding to do something about it. So it's you're conscious that you are incompetent in some areas and you need or you decide to take action about it. It's so important. It means you're not ignorant. You're not competent, but you're not ignorant to the fact that you're not competent and you're willing to do something about it. Awareness is key, because without awareness you cannot act. It's only through awareness where you can take intentional action to actually change your situation. Now, the last one, which we should be radical to make sure that to eradicate it from our lives, is unconscious incompetence. Unconscious incompetence. That you're not competent and you don't actually know that you're not competent. So you might be running around being so absurd about your life and thinking that you have it under control, and you actually don't. And that's very unfortunate. Being incompetent and not knowing that you're actually incompetent, meaning you can do nothing, or you're going to do nothing about it because you're not aware that you're actually in that state. So let's try as much as possible to move up the quadrant. From the unconscious incompetent, let's come to conscious incompetent, if at all you find yourself in that position. Then let's go and try to make something happen. If you don't clearly understand how it's happening, then push yourself to get into the conscious competence. That you're so clear what is working and what is not working. And even if we change the environment, you can actually replicate your competencies in different environments and achieve the desired results. Thank you very much for sticking up to this point. I hope we are going to go into a very radical self-audit to understand the things that we don't know, that we should know, and we do something about it. Always remember to show up for your life. I hope this helps. See you on the next one. And remember to subscribe.